The first light of dawn shimmered over a planet that once hummed with life. Earth, battered and scarred by centuries of careless hands, still held a stubborn spark of hope. In orbit above, a lone human ship drifted silently, its hull scratched by micrometeoroids, its engines quiet but vigilant. Inside, Commander Elara Kane stared at the screens, her fingers hovering over the controls. The galaxy had watched humans fade, dismissing them as fragile, slow, and unworthy. But no one knew the truth. Not yet. Elara's ship was small, faster than anything the galaxy expected humans to build. Her mission was simple in words, but impossible in practice. Deliver a warning to any who had crossed Earth's limits. Her people were not weak. They were patient. And patience, she had learned, could turn the tide of stars. The first signal came from the outer rim. A patrol fleet, massive and silent, floated like dark shadows in the void. Their ships gleamed under distant suns, but they lacked one thing humans always had: resolve. Elara's eyes narrowed. "They think they can intimidate us," she muttered. She pressed a series of buttons, sending a pulse that shimmered in colors no one outside humanity could see. The patrol faltered. Their sensors confused, they drifted closer, unaware of what was coming. On Earth, the few remaining humans worked in silence. Underground cities, hidden from prying eyes, hummed with energy. Scientists, engineers, and soldiers moved with a quiet urgency. Every invention, every strategy, every secret weapon was stored, ready for the moment when humanity would remind the galaxy that it was not to be underestimated. Back in space, Elara adjusted the ship's course. She remembered the old stories, told by elders in the bunkers, of a time when humans had been explorers and dreamers. Now, they were something more. Survivors. Fighters. Guardians of a legacy that the galaxy had mocked. The screens flickered, showing the patrol ships splitting, unsure. She allowed herself a small smile. Let's see how they react to humans who refuse to be forgotten. Suddenly, the calm was broken. A deep rumble shook the ship. Sensors screamed. Something massive had entered the system. Not just another patrol fleet, something older, something alive. The ship trembled as a shadow eclipsed the distant sun, stretching longer than any planet Elara had ever seen. She pressed a button to raise shields. "This is not a friendly visit," she whispered. Her voice echoed in the empty cabin, a reminder that she was alone. But solitude had never frightened humans before. The massive form revealed itself, an alien construct, part ship, part organism, moving with an intelligence that was both mechanical and conscious. Its surface pulsed with light that seemed to penetrate the mind, probing memories, testing fears. Elara's heart raced, not with panic, but with determination. Humans were small, fragile, but clever. And cleverness could outmatch size. Her console beeped urgently. The patrol fleet, once confident, had stopped in place. They were watching the larger alien, unsure of its motives. Elara seized the moment. She activated the human message, a pulse of communication designed to reach across the galaxy in a language that was more than words. Symbols flashed, energy waves rippled outward, and every sensor in range picked up one simple truth: humans were awake, and they would not stay quiet any longer. A voice, distorted and alien, echoed across the void. "Humans, you are insignificant." It was not a question, not a warning, just a statement meant to intimidate. Elara's lips curled into a determined smile. "Insignificant," she repeated aloud. "Let's remind them what happens when they underestimate us." She tapped a sequence into the ship's core, a small device, ancient by galactic standards, but capable of devastating precision. It glowed softly, almost like it was breathing. The first pulse hit. It was not meant to destroy. Not yet. It was a message in itself, a demonstration of intent. Lights flickered across the alien surface, and for the first time, it hesitated. The patrol fleet began retreating, sensing that the humans were far more dangerous than expected. Elara knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy had believed humans were fragile. They had assumed Earth was a planet past its prime. But as the shadows of the alien receded, and the distant suns reflected on her ship's hull, she felt a surge of pride. This was the start of a warning, a message that could not be ignored. Below, on Earth, eyes turned skyward. Every human alive felt it. A resonance of courage, of determination, of survival. They were small, yes, but every story had a beginning, and this was theirs. A message sent from Earth, simple and clear: do not cross the line. Do not underestimate us. The stars seemed quiet after that. But silence, Elara knew, was temporary. Soon, the galaxy would respond. And humanity would be ready. The galaxy had noticed. Elara knew it even before her sensors confirmed it. Across distant systems, whispers of humanity spread, small signals, tiny blips in communication networks, but enough to make the powerful pause. Humans were supposed to be extinct, a minor footnote in galactic history. Yet, here they were, sending a warning that echoed farther than anyone expected. Back on Earth, the underground cities hummed with quiet energy. Engineers monitored the communication pulse as it traveled across the void, while soldiers prepared for what could come. Children, curious and brave, peeked at the control panels under the watchful eyes of their mentors. Every human alive felt the pulse in a different way. Some felt pride, others fear, but all felt hope. Elara adjusted the ship's trajectory. She had to reach the next system, a place where human influence had once been strong but now lay forgotten. The abandoned colonies, abandoned for centuries, still held the seeds of Earth's past. She remembered her grandfather's stories, of thriving cities under twin suns, of humans exploring strange worlds without fear, of machines built to last millennia. Now, she hoped, the galaxy would remember what humans were capable of. The patrol fleet was gone, retreating into the darkness, but the alien construct remained. Its presence lingered like a shadow over the stars, observing, calculating. Elara could feel it probing, testing her mind, trying to read her intent. She clenched her fists. Humans had been underestimated for too long. She would show them patience could be deadly. Her ship passed through a cloud of debris, a remnant of a failed colony war hundreds of years ago. Pieces of shattered stations floated, silent monuments to human resilience and mistakes alike. Elara studied them carefully. There might be supplies, weapons, or data she could use. Every advantage mattered. Suddenly, a new signal appeared on her sensors. Unlike the alien construct or the patrol fleet, this one was familiar, almost human. A weak distress call, fragmented and old, but unmistakably from one of Earth's lost colonies. Elara's heart quickened. "Alive," she whispered. "Someone survived." She immediately changed course, following the signal through dense asteroid fields and broken orbital stations. When she arrived, the scene was grim. A small group of humans huddled in a ruined dome, their supplies low, their eyes wide with fear and hope. They froze when they saw her ship descend. Elara activated the landing sequence, the ship's engines humming softly, and stepped out. Her presence alone carried a weight of authority and hope. "We thought we were alone," a young engineer said, his voice trembling. We never thought anyone would come back." Elara smiled, but it was not a gentle smile. It was a human smile, quiet, determined, full of courage. "You're not alone," she said. "Not anymore. Humanity is waking up. And anyone who thought Earth was done, they will learn differently." The survivors nodded, relief and resolve mingling in their eyes. They followed her into the ship, where supplies, technology, and hope waited. Every human aboard carried a spark of defiance, the very thing that had allowed their species to survive countless wars, invasions, and near extinction. Meanwhile, in the distant reaches of the galaxy, the alien construct sent pulses to other systems. Its signals warned others to be cautious. Something unusual was happening, something intelligent, unexpected, and dangerous. Humans were not just survivors. They were planners, strategists, and warriors when necessary. And this warning was only the beginning. Elara gathered the new crew in the ship's control room. Maps of stars, planets, and abandoned colonies lit up the displays. "We have work to do," she said firmly. "The galaxy believes humans are weak. They believe Earth is empty. We will prove them wrong." The youngest among the group, a girl no older than 12, raised her hand. "Commander Kane, what if they come back? The aliens?" Ilara looked at her, steady and unwavering. "Then we will be ready. Humans are small, yes, but clever. We survive because we adapt, because we plan, because we never give up. And now, the galaxy will know it." The ship's engines roared to life again, faster and quieter than any had imagined. Stars stretched into lines as they jumped into hyperspace. Each human aboard felt it, a mix of fear, pride, and excitement. They were no longer hiding. They were moving forward, a warning to the galaxy, a message that would be impossible to ignore. And somewhere in the darkness, the alien construct paused, sensing the shift. It had underestimated humans once. It would not make the same mistake again. But by then, it might be too late. Ilara stared at the stars ahead. Humanity had begun its silent rise, one step at a time. One warning sent, one message delivered, one colony saved. The galaxy had crossed the line. And humanity was ready to respond. For the first time in centuries, the humans of Earth felt it fully. Fear was no longer the master. Determination was. And with it, the stars themselves seemed to lean in, waiting to see what the smallest, most underestimated species could do. The silence of space was deceptive. It stretched endlessly, but every human aboard Ilara's ship could feel the tension pressing against their chests. They were no longer just survivors, they were messengers, soldiers, and the beginning of humanity's warning. Every blink of the ship's sensors reminded them that the galaxy had eyes everywhere, waiting for any sign of weakness. Ilara stood at the front of the control room, scanning the holographic maps. Distant star systems flickered like tiny candles, some long dead, some still teeming with life. Each point of light held a story, a challenge, or a threat. She knew that delivering their warning would not be simple. The galaxy was vast, and humans were small, but they had one advantage no other species did: patience. The young engineer who had survived the abandoned colony approached her, holding a small, glowing device. "Commander, I've detected something unusual. A ship. Not like the patrol fleet, not like the alien construct. Something different." Ilara leaned over the console. The signal was weak but undeniable. It moved fast, almost too fast for human sensors. Its path cut across several star systems, avoiding patrols and detection. "Prepare the observation drones," she ordered. "I want eyes on it before it disappears." Minutes passed, though they felt like hours. Then the drones returned with images that made the crew gasp. The ship was strange, angular and silent, coated in a dark material that seemed to absorb light itself. It moved like it knew exactly where humans were, and exactly where they wanted to be. Its presence felt deliberate, intelligent. "Who are they?" one of the survivors whispered. "Are they hostile?" Ilara's jaw tightened. "I don't know yet. But anyone moving this fast and hiding this well, they are not friendly. Humans do not get second chances with threats like this." She pressed a sequence of buttons and sent a coded pulse toward the ship. It was not an attack. It was a test. A warning. Humans had learned long ago that showing intent was sometimes more effective than showing strength. The alien ship didn't respond. Instead, it altered its course slightly, as if curious but cautious. Below, in the hidden cities of Earth, more humans were awakening to the signals sent from Ilara's ship. Communications buzzed with life, old colonies connected again, scientists shared plans, engineers prepared new technologies. Humanity was no longer scattered. It was beginning to act as one. And the galaxy, though unaware, would soon notice. Ilara's mind raced. She had to think ahead, plan for contingencies, prepare for what the alien might do next. Humans were small, yes, but clever. They could survive when others assumed they would fail. Every tool, every strategy, every hidden weapon was ready, waiting for the first moment of confrontation. The alien ship accelerated suddenly, moving toward a system rich with resources humans needed. Ilara's crew tensed. "It's heading for the Tyran system," she said. "That system has been abandoned by humans for centuries, but it still holds strategic value. If they reach it first, we lose the advantage." Ilara gave orders quickly, her voice calm but firm. The human ship moved like a predator stalking its prey, weaving through asteroid belts and debris fields. Every maneuver was precise, every calculation meticulous. The small crew worked as one, their unity a weapon in itself. Hours later, they arrived at the Tyran system. The alien ship was already there, orbiting the largest planet like a shadow. Its sensors glowed, scanning, probing, learning. Ilara studied the holographic maps of the planet below. Ancient human outposts, long abandoned but still functional in part, dotted the surface. Weapons, supplies, and technology were hidden in underground bunkers. "Prepare for landing," she ordered. The humans were ready, hearts pounding, hands steady. They were small, yes, but ready to show the galaxy that even the tiniest spark could ignite a fire. As the ship descended, the alien ship shifted position, matching their movements, almost like it was playing a game. Ilara frowned. "This is not a game," she muttered. "They will learn soon enough." The first team landed on the planet's surface. Dust rose from the barren landscape, swirling in the low gravity. The team split, activating hidden caches of supplies and technology. Ancient turrets powered on, sensors hummed, and a faint blue glow spread from hidden energy sources. Humans were small, but every corner of this world reminded them of their ingenuity. Above, the alien ship hovered, observing, waiting. It seemed to understand the potential, the unexpected danger humans carried. Yet, it underestimated the patience, the cunning, and the determination of a species it had once considered extinct. Ilara's voice echoed over the comms. "We are not weak. We are not gone. We are watching, we are waiting, and we will act. Anyone who thinks humans are fragile will soon learn the cost of underestimating us." The stars above Tyran seemed to shimmer as if responding. The galaxy had crossed a line. And humanity, small but clever, was ready to show the cost. The Tyran system was quiet, deceptively quiet. On the barren surface of the largest planet, Ilara's team moved carefully, activating hidden turrets and sensors. Every step reminded them of human ingenuity. The bunkers, old but resilient, held weapons and technology far ahead of what most species believed humans capable of. Above, the alien ship hovered like a dark sentinel. Its presence alone made the small human crew tense, but they did not falter. Ilara knew that the galaxy had always underestimated humans. That underestimation would be their strength. Suddenly, the alien ship fired a scanning beam toward the planet. The light cut through the thin atmosphere, searching for signs of human activity. The turrets hidden underground hummed in response. The alien did not yet know what waited beneath its gaze. Ilara's voice came over the comms. "Keep calm. Let them see what humans can do, but carefully. We do not strike first unless we must." Her team nodded, hearts racing, but hands steady. Humans had survived worse than this, longer than anyone believed possible. And now, the galaxy would witness that survival had made them clever, patient, and dangerous. The alien ship shifted, sending smaller drones down to the surface. They moved quickly, analyzing, probing, trying to find weaknesses. But the humans had planned for this. Traps activated, energy fields flared, and the drones faltered. One by one, the aliens' probes were disabled, not destroyed, but marked. Humans left messages in their technology, subtle warnings, showing that every move would be observed, every action answered. Ilara watched the screens, calculating. "They are learning," she said. "They think they understand humans, but they are wrong. Every step we take teaches them caution and fear." Below, the youngest survivors moved quietly, assisting engineers and soldiers. Humans had always adapted, from tiny villages to underground bunkers, and now to alien-dominated space. Every person aboard this mission played a part, no matter how small. The galaxy would not see them as weak anymore. Then, the alien ship made its first direct move. It sent a pulse, not destructive, but probing. The ground shook as if the planet itself was warning the humans, leave or face consequences. Ilara's jaw tightened. Humans did not retreat from challenges. They adapted, they countered, they survived. Activate the defense arrays, she commanded. The ancient turrets powered up, energy flaring, shields rising. The alien's pulse bounced harmlessly against reinforced barriers, and the drones above hesitated. For the first time, the construct faced a species it could not immediately dominate. Ilara's team moved to secure the planet's hidden resources. Supplies, weapons, and energy sources long abandoned were now under human control. They worked quickly, knowing every second counted. The alien watched, calculating, but patience was a human strength. Then came the message. Not from the alien, but from the distant systems that had detected the human warning pulses. A small fleet of human colonies, long isolated, was mobilizing. Ships old and new, forgotten and rebuilt, were aligning to aid Ilara. The galaxy's misconception about humans, that they were fragile and weak, was crumbling. Ilara felt the shift. They think they can scare us. They think humans will hide or flee. But we do not hide. We do not flee. We wait. And we act. The alien construct pulsed again, this time faster, more aggressive. Its light cut across the planet's surface, testing defenses, analyzing every response. But the humans were ready. Energy shields flared, turrets fired warning pulses, and drones fell under careful, non-lethal attacks designed to slow, confuse, and intimidate. The first human counterstrike was not destructive, it was precise. A small pulse disabled part of the alien sensor grid, sending a clear signal. Humans could fight back, they could strike intelligently, and they would not be ignored. For a moment, silence returned. The stars seemed to watch. The alien had expected compliance, or at least confusion. Instead, it faced strategy, coordination, and courage, qualities the galaxy had assumed humans lacked. Ilara knew this was only the beginning. The battle was not about destroying the alien, not yet. It was about sending a message. Humans survived, humans adapted, humans were clever. Every move, every plan, every human present was proof. Above Tyran, the alien construct hovered, uncertain. Below, humans moved like shadows, efficient, coordinated, determined. The galaxy had underestimated them for centuries. That mistake would cost attention, caution, and perhaps fear. Ilara's hand hovered over the ship's control. "Prepare the next sequence," she ordered. "We show them humanity is not fragile. We show them patience can be lethal. We show them the cost of underestimation." The crew moved as one. They were small, yes, but united. They were clever, yes, but patient. They were humans. And the stars themselves seemed to hold their breath, waiting to see how the smallest, most underestimated species could change the rules of the galaxy. The Tyran system had changed. What was once a quiet, abandoned planet was now a battlefield of patience, planning, and silent intelligence. Humans moved like shadows across its surface, activating hidden weapons, reinforcing energy fields, and coordinating every action from the control room. Ilara stood at the ship's command, eyes fixed on the alien construct hovering above. Its surface pulsed with strange lights, scanning, calculating, and probing. But humans were not reckless. Every move had a purpose. Every pulse, every turret, every drone was part of a larger strategy designed to show the galaxy the cost of underestimating humanity. The alien made its first aggressive move. Pulses of energy streaked across the planet, testing defenses, shaking the ground, and pushing humans to the edge. The turrets responded instantly, firing back in precise patterns that disrupted the aliens' calculations without causing unnecessary damage. Humans had learned that survival was about intelligence, not brute force. Ilara's voice rang over the comms. "Do not let fear guide you. Let patience guide you. We strike when the time is right, not before. The humans on the ground nodded. They were small, yes, but every hidden weapon, every shield, every energy pulse reminded them of centuries of survival, adaptation, and cunning. They were humanity, unseen, underestimated, and now unstoppable in their patience. Suddenly, smaller ships appeared from hyperspace. These were humans from the hidden colonies, long thought lost. Their vessels, old but upgraded with clever engineering, moved into position, surrounding the alien construct in an almost perfect formation. The galaxy had forgotten humans. Now, humans reminded it that they had never truly gone. The alien reacted. Drones swarmed the human ships, probing for weaknesses. But humans had prepared for this. Each ship fired countermeasures, creating a web of interference that slowed the aliens' drones, confused their sensors, and forced them back. Ilara's heart raced with controlled intensity. They think they are in control, she said quietly. They think humans are small, weak, and fragile. Let's remind them what patience and intelligence can do. On the planet below, humans continued their work, activating hidden caches of energy and weapons. Each turret fired in synchronization, each shield flared at the exact right moment. The alien construct, for all its size and intelligence, was struggling to adapt. Its surface flickered, lights pulsing erratically. A sudden communication arrived from the youngest survivor aboard the ship. "Commander Kane, the alien is pausing. It seems hesitant. Our message, the warnings, the defenses, they're affecting it." Ilara nodded. "Exactly. Every move we make teaches them caution. Every act of strategy builds fear. Humans survive because we think, because we adapt, because we wait. And the galaxy forgets this at its peril." The alien launched another probe, faster and more aggressive this time. It cut through space like a spear, aimed directly at the human fleet. Ilara acted quickly. "Redirect all energy to the front shields. Fire the pulse sequence on my mark." Energy flared across the fleet, forming a barrier of light and force. The alien's probe struck, but the pulse sequence disrupted its core sensors, causing it to falter mid-flight. Drones swerved, formations broke, and for the first time, the alien construct showed a hint of vulnerability. Ilara allowed herself a brief smile. Humans were small, yes, but clever. They were underestimated, yes, but prepared. They had survived wars, invasions, and near extinction. And now, the galaxy would remember that humans were patient, intelligent, and deadly when ignored. Above the Tyrant system, the stars seemed to watch silently. The alien construct hovered, uncertain, calculating, and adapting, but always reacting. Humans were no longer hiding. They were no longer weak. Every pulse, every shield, every strategic movement had delivered a single message: underestimate humanity at your own risk. Ilara turned to her team. "This is only the beginning. Patience is our weapon, intelligence our shield. Today we show them humans are not fragile. Tomorrow, the galaxy will learn why they should have never doubted us." As the stars stretched around them, humans prepared for the next phase. The alien construct remained, its presence a reminder of the challenge ahead. But humans had one thing no one else possessed: the power of survival honed through centuries of adversity. In the silent darkness of space, a truth echoed across systems, unseen but undeniable. Humans were awake, humans were clever, and humans were ready. The galaxy had crossed the line, and humanity was about to remind every species why that line should never have been tested. The Tyrant system had grown tense. Human ships moved like shadows across space, precise and coordinated. Below, turrets fired in perfect synchronization. Every move was deliberate. Every action sent a message: humans were not weak. Humans were not forgotten. Ilara monitored the alien construct carefully. Its surface glowed erratically, its movements sharper, faster, but cautious. It was learning. That was its mistake. Humans learned, too, but they learned faster, and with patience honed over centuries. A sudden alarm sounded aboard the human ship. "Commander Kane, the young engineer shouted. "We're receiving an incoming transmission. It's from one of our colonies, but the message is strange, confusing. It's conflicting." Ilara frowned. "Patch it through." The comms flickered, showing fragmented images of human ships acting against their fleet. They are firing on our positions," the engineer said. Shock rippled across the control room. Humans did not attack humans. Not willingly. Not ever. Ilara's mind raced. Could it be a trap? The alien construct might be manipulating humans, forcing them into mistakes. She activated the visual scanners and zoomed in. Yes, the ships firing on them were indeed human in design, but something about them was wrong. Energy patterns, signal distortions, they had been altered. "They're under control," she said finally. "The alien is using their technology against us. It's smart, but it underestimates humans. We adapt faster than it does." Her crew moved instantly. "Prepare the countermeasures. Disrupt the signal flow. Protect the fleets on the surface." Every hand was steady, every action deliberate. Humans had survived worse than this. They would survive again. Meanwhile, below on the planet, hidden bunkers activated emergency shields. Engineers recalibrated turrets to recognize friend from foe despite the aliens' interference. Small teams moved swiftly to redirect energy flows, improvising in real time. Their ingenuity, born of centuries of survival, made them unpredictable. The alien construct, realizing its manipulation was failing, pulsed brightly. Its movements became aggressive, striking at the fleet directly. Humans dodged, countered, and used the alien's own momentum against it. The construct had assumed humans would panic, but humans thrived on challenges. They adapted. They waited. They struck with precision. Ilara's voice echoed across the comms. "This is what it means to underestimate humanity. We are clever. We are patient. And we will not break." The rogue human ships faltered under the countermeasures. Their energy patterns were disrupted, causing the aliens' control to weaken. One by one, they returned to human alignment. The battle had shifted. The alien had learned too late that humans were not predictable, not fragile, and certainly not easy to control. A sudden pulse from the alien construct illuminated the planet below. It sent a warning wave, massive, powerful, shaking the ground and the ships. Humans braced for impact. Shields flared. Turrets fired in synchronized bursts, sending counterpulses that disrupted the alien systems temporarily. Ilara watched carefully, calculating the next move. "Prepare for the next sequence. We will show it patience and strategy can be more lethal than raw power. Every action has meaning. Every defense has a purpose. Every human aboard this ship is ready." From the distant colonies, reinforcements began to arrive. Ships old and new, rebuilt and upgraded, moved into position. The galaxy had assumed humans were isolated, weak, and fractured. It had assumed wrong. Every arrival added strength, coordination, and a silent warning: humanity was united. Below, the youngest survivor, standing among engineers and soldiers, looked up at the alien ship. "Commander Kane," she whispered, "what happens if it doesn't stop?" Ilara placed a hand on her shoulder. "Then we do what humans have always done. We survive. We adapt. We fight when necessary. And we remind the galaxy that patience, strategy, and unity are weapons just as powerful as any fleet." The alien construct paused, its massive form flickering with uncertainty. It had faced patience, strategy, and intelligence before, but never from humans united in purpose, never from a species it assumed fragile. Its presence above Tyran was a silent acknowledgement: humans were cleverer, faster, and more adaptable than it had calculated. Ilara looked at the stars ahead. Every blink of light, every distant system, was a potential challenge, but humans were ready. The galaxy had tested them, underestimated them, and crossed a line. Now, humanity was responding. For the first time, across the Tyrant system, humans felt it fully. they were not fragile. They were clever, they were patient, they were strong, and the galaxy was about to learn it. The battle had reached a turning point. The alien had pushed humans to their limits, but in doing so, it had awakened the full potential of a species the galaxy had long ignored. Ilara's voice echoed across every human ship, every bunker, and every team on the planet. We are not weak. We are humans. And this is only the beginning. The Tyran system trembled under the tension of the final standoff. Human ships moved in perfect coordination, shields flaring, turrets firing in precise bursts. Every human on the planet and aboard the fleets waited, ready. Patience had been their weapon, strategy, their shield. The galaxy had crossed a line, and now humanity would deliver the consequences. Ilara stood at the command, eyes sharp, mind calm. The alien construct hovered above, massive, pulsing, intelligent. It had learned much from humans already, but it still underestimated one key thing. Humanity did not fight for glory or conquest. They fought to survive, to endure, and to protect. That made them unpredictable, relentless, and dangerous. The alien pulsed aggressively, firing energy waves at the planet's surface. Shields flared, turrets responded, and counterpulses struck back. The sky seemed to shimmer with power, the stars reflecting the intensity of the struggle. But the humans did not panic. They adapted, calculated, and responded with precision. Ilara, incoming signal, the young engineer shouted. It's the colonies. They're ready to synchronize all attacks with our systems. Full coordination across Tyran. Ilara nodded. Do it. Every turret, every ship, every drone, fire in sequence. Let them see the cost of underestimating humans. Energy flares lit the sky as weapons activated. The alien construct recoiled under the combined assault, not lethal strikes, but precise, intelligent disruptions designed to demonstrate capability. Every pulse, every maneuver, every countermeasure told the same story. Humans were clever, patient, and united. The alien launched a final wave of drones, faster, smarter, more aggressive. They cut through space like dark blades, aiming for the fleets and bunkers. Ilara held her breath for a moment, then pressed a sequence of buttons that activated the planet's ancient defense grid in full. Energy beams flared, shields interlocked, and the drones faltered, overwhelmed by coordination and intelligence. Below, humans on the planet moved swiftly, redirecting energy, recalibrating turrets, and reinforcing shields. Every human alive, young and old, played a part in the defense. The galaxy had believed humans were scattered, weak, and fragile. The Tyran system now proved the opposite. The alien construct pulsed one final time, brighter and faster than ever. Its light cut across the planet, almost like a question. What are you? Humans were fragile, yes. They were small. But they were clever, adaptable, and unstoppable when united. Ilara raised her hand. Now, she commanded. Every weapon, turret, and drone fired in perfect harmony. Energy waves converged, pulses synchronized, and the alien construct shuddered. It had faced strategy, patience, and intelligence before, but never from a species it assumed fragile. The construct twisted, recoiled, and finally began to retreat. Its drones scattered, its sensors flickered. The galaxy had witnessed humanity in full force, not by brute strength, but by cleverness, coordination, and unwavering determination. On the planet's surface, humans cheered quietly, not for victory, but for survival and unity. Their eyes shone with pride. They had survived, adapted, and shown the galaxy what it meant to underestimate Earth's children. Ilara's voice echoed over every comm. This is humanity. We survive. We adapt. We endure. And to anyone who crosses the line, remember this day. Remember that humans are clever, patient, and strong. We do not fight for conquest, but if tested, we do not hesitate. The galaxy will know our strength. The alien construct disappeared into the depths of space, leaving behind no trace but faint energy echoes. Humanity had sent its message. The stars themselves seemed to hum in response, a quiet acknowledgement of a species the galaxy had ignored for far too long. Back aboard the ship, Elara turned to her crew. Today, we were small in size, but immense in strategy. Today, patience and intelligence triumphed. Today, humanity reminded the stars of its strength. The young engineer smiled. Commander, the galaxy will remember this. Elara nodded. Yes. And we will continue to remind them, if they ever forget. As humans across the Tyrant system and distant colonies celebrated quietly, one truth became clear. The galaxy had underestimated Earth, and it had been a grave mistake. Humans were no longer fragile, no longer scattered. They were united, clever, and ready. Patience was their weapon. Strategy was their shield. And the stars now knew not to cross the line. The Tyrant system fell into a calm silence. But this calm was not weakness, it was vigilance. Humanity had delivered its warning. The galaxy had witnessed its patience, intelligence, and resilience. And though the war was not over everywhere, one thing was certain: humans would never be ignored again. The stars stretched endlessly above, and humanity, small but unstoppable, looked up, ready for whatever the universe dared to send next.